Now, no man at the table knew for what intent he spake this unto him. For some of them thought, because Judas had the bag, that Judas had said unto him, buy those things that we have need of against the feast, or that he should give something to the poor. He then, having received the sop, went immediately out, and it was night. Therefore, when he was gone out, Jesus said, now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God be glorified in him, God shall also glorify him in himself, and shall straightway glorify him. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. Ye shall seek me. And as I said unto the Jews, whither I go, ye cannot come. So now I say to you, a new commandment. All right, this is our time to stand. I know we got into the story. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this, y'all read that. Amen. Amen. See, I'm going to stop right there. The rest is about Peter and the cock crowing before he denied Christ. Now, this is a very interesting story. I love the book of John. I've told y'all that several times. The book of John is just so plain, it's just so simple. You don't have no parables and nothing like that. John just wants to give it to you straight. He wants to give it to you clearly. He wants to communicate with you the love of God. He wants to show you who God is. He wants to show you so many things about God. He really gets and dives into the attributes and character of God in the book of John. I love the book of John. It's just whenever I see a new convert, have a new convert, they want to say, well, I start reading. Go to the book of John. Just go there. We had all the teachings alongside there. So now, John in this great book, he describes this moment, and he continues to tell in his writings an accurate story, gives us a detailed image of what was going on when the Last Supper was beginning to happen. Okay? At the first beginning, there's the preparation. Then as it goes on through, they have some more of the details. Well, we have to go into Luke, and we have to go into Matthew, we got to go into Mark, and we got to grab those things out concerning the Last Supper. So now, but here we have this distinct, unique story that he puts in here. And he begins to tell us about the foot washing. He begins to tell us about foot washing. It is a very important step in their lives to understand what Jesus had did when it came to foot washing. It transcends all the way to the new commandment that he gives them there in those last several verses. That you want to love each other as I have loved you, right? So they match up. They kiss each other. Both of the stories there. And I'm just going to try to concentrate in those areas. But we got to look at Judas in this story. Judas now is there, and Jesus knows that he has some ill intent. There is going to be a purpose there for Judas, because the Bible explains it earlier in the scriptures and Psalms, and it tells us that there is going to be a betrayal, that it's going to be the one that is going to eat bread with him and is going to lift up his heel against him. He knows, he understands scripture, for Jesus is the word. All right? So he understands scripture, and he knows what's going to happen. He knows all the prophecies. He knows the details unto his death. He knows the one that is sitting at the table with him. He knows that the one that he just washed his feet was going to betray him. And so I began to wonder in myself. You ever just wonder when you read the scriptures, wonder like, God, what in the world, why? And I began to wonder, Jesus, why did you wash the feet of the one that was going to betray you? Look at this. Why did you wash the feet of the one that was going to betray you? Let's look at what foot washing is all about. He said, know ye, verse 12. He said, know ye what I have done unto you. You call me master and Lord, and ye say, well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and master, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. If you know these things, happy are ye if you do them. Sounds like to me that Jesus is trying to get the disciples to understand that you have to put others above yourself. And that you have to put each other above yourself. That you got to understand that you're not the greatest. Because just before this scripture there was a rift that happened. They were all trying to find, they were all asking the question or wondering who was going to be the greatest in the kingdom. Who was going to be the best. And Jesus puts this as an example in front of them. But yet it still begs the question, why Judas? Why give this lesson to Judas if Judas was going to betray him? Why take your time to wash the feet of the one that was going to initiate your death and your suffering? Why wash the feet of the one that is going to bring you such great pain? I'm just taking my time so that you can think. I want you to think about it. I want you to really consider it. I want you to really consider it. Why did you do that? Well, there were some things that happened with Judas that probably led Judas to this decision to betray Jesus. And I'm going to look at just one of them to kind of show us and get us into the mindset of Judas, okay? Look at Luke chapter 22. Now, let's turn to John chapter 12, so we don't have to go too far. John chapter 12, we'll start at verse 1. Then Jesus, 6 days before the Passover, came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, which had been dead, whom he raised from the dead. Now, understand, Judas was there to see Lazarus was raised from the dead. You got to understand that, okay? There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of them that sat at the table with him. Then took Mary a pound of ointment of spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the odor of the ointment. Then said one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, which should betray him. John understood this already, because remember, this story had already happened, so he's writing the story. Why was not this ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? This is said not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had the bag, and bear what was put therein. Then Jesus said, let her alone against this day of my burying. She kept this. For the poor always ye have with you, but me ye have not always. So Judas now is rebuked by Jesus. Understand that. And we understand something was already wrong with Judas beforehand. For Judas, John tells us a story that the other gospels leaves out, that Judas was a thief and Judas was taken from the bag. And so he was very mad about this person doing this and then not giving money into the bag, 300 pence. So he got a little mad about that. Why? Because he wouldn't have so much money to take. He could have used that 300 pence, couldn't he? You gotta think about it now. That was the mindset of Judas. Judas was a thief, John said. He was taking from the bag. And so he got mad. And then Jesus rebukes him and said, the poor you got is always going to be among you. But me, I'm not going to be among you. Because she had did this towards his burial, towards his death, burial, and resurrection. She had anointed him. So now I say, Judas had some issues already. Not that none of the other disciples didn't have some issues either. All right? Not that they didn't have, you see some issues come up later, even after the death and resurrection of some of the apostles. Namely Peter. God corrected him. But now we see this mindset. And then we look over now. Now Jesus, you understand, Jesus is still an all-knowing person. He has an all-knowing spirit because he has the Spirit of God in him. He is God. And so, therefore, he knew that Judas was a thief. And he knew that there was some issues with Judas when he chose him. Because earlier in the scriptures he says, "Lo, I have chosen one of you." And he said, "I have chosen all of you, and one of you is a devil." So he understood that Judas has an issue. But yet Jesus now wanted something for Judas, had something for Judas to learn. He had hope for Judas in all of that. Even though Jesus knew that the scripture would be fulfilled, he never gave up hope. Because though he was God, he was yet human. Understand that point. And understand that differently before we go on. He understood that the scripture would be fulfilled, but yet he was in his humanity, he yet still had hope. That says something about us humans, so y'all hold that. So with that said now, we go on to understand that Jesus washes his feet because he still has hope in Judas. And he still gives Judas an opportunity to come out of his deception, to come out from the deal that he had made with the priest to betray Jesus as he sought convenience to betray him. As he sought convenience to betray him. And so now, Jesus has this hope in foot washing. That was he understood that if he saw him get down on his knees and go and pour some water and take a towel and wash his feet, that he would see the character of God, which would cause him to change, which would cause him to turn back, because it is the will of God that all men come to repentance, and that none of us are going to leave this earth yet without opportunity. Jesus knew now that he was going to be the source of all of his pain. He knew that he was going to be the source of all of his pain. And I just read what Jesus said, "Give me to write this one down." Now, doesn't that sound crazy to the world? That I would serve or do something so humble, I ain't gonna say humility, humble, that I would wash the feet of someone I knew that had betrayed me or will betray me. Can we take another step? At that point, Judas had walked away from God. He had walked away from God. It was already in his heart that he was going to betray Jesus. But later on, we see that he was fully possessed by Satan to go out and accomplish this. But he was already had walked away from Jesus. But yet Jesus washes his feet. I'm taking it slowly. I want y'all to be thinking while I'm talking. The world would tell us, Jesus, that was crazy. That's foolish. The world would tell us that makes no sense whatsoever. Can I modernize it for you? Now people would tell you, as you're acting out the heart of God to people that betray you, that have walked away from God, people that don't want God anymore and are looking to at an advantage to hurt you, looking for an opportunity to damage you. how about this? Just having the position in your life to cause you pain. Judas had position in Jesus' life to cause him pain. Think about it. He was one of the 12 disciples. He was a part of the fold. He was supposed to be one of the 12 apostles. He had position in his life to cause him pain. Everything he was going through, Judas initiated. And him washing his feet, still serving him, breaking bread for him, giving him opportunity after opportunity to come back to the teaching he sat on, to review the gospel, to receive the gospel, to receive him. And what happens now when it comes to us? When God puts somebody in position that could cause us great pain, what do we do? What would the world say about us if we want to be humble and we want to serve and we want to wash the feet of those who cause us pain? The world would say, what would they say? Man, you stupid. You a fool. You crazy. Would they tell you that? Yeah. Some of us testify, we say that to each other. You a fool. But you crazy. I want you to see something here. What happens when you get in a position like this, like Jesus is? What decision will you make in your life when you get to a place and you're in a position like this? Will you hear what the world is saying and not, if you hear what the world is saying and not be obedient unto God? And not be obedient unto God. Jesus was obedient unto God because there was a soul at stake. And who says now, if you are in position, and that person, you have been given a position that is a humbling position, that is a position that brings you pain, that is a position that will bring you suffering, that is a position that will bring you struggle in your life, to save someone else's soul. What happens when you're in a position where you get all the pain because it's not about you? Remember the sermon, it's not about you. Jesus understood this fact when he washed the feet of Judas. That all of this pain that he was about to endure was not about. So the world would say you a fool, but God would say you're acting like me. Oh. I've heard in the scriptures where it says that God uses the foolishness of the world, oh my goodness, the foolishness of the gospel to confound the wise. Oh my goodness, I got to get this one to you because God just started talking to me last night. I ain't got a whole bunch of scriptures or nothing, but I just believe God has given this to me for you. God had me write some things down that we have some Judases in our lives. And it's not so much about the betrayal, but it's so much about them walking away from God. Listen at that. Listen at that. Because we focus on Judas, all we think is betrayal. The betrayal, that's all we think about. But see, Jesus thought more about the betrayal. He thought more about Judas walking away from him. See, we'll miss that if we won't catch it. And so now, he had me write down some things that we have all Judases in our lives right now. People who have walked away from God in our lives. And they're in a position to cause us great pain, to cause us great suffering, to bring us into struggles and disappointments. They're not far away from us. And guess what? They're a part of our fold. This thing. They're a part of our fold. They're meant to be attached to us. He began to tell me, right? He said, oh my goodness. He says, it could be your friend. It could be your sister. It could be your uncle. It could be your cousin. It could be your wife. It could be your husband. It could be your son. It could be your daughter. It could be your mama. It could be your daddy. But you're not a fool. Hallelujah. For washing the feet of somebody who has a Judas spirit. Oh, my God, I feel that one. Because it's not about you. You may get all the pain. You may get all the suffering. You may get all the challenges. You may get all the struggles. Oh, my God. But where is it going to point you to? Because when I look at this book, the next moment I see, hallelujah, when Judas goes out and he goes to do what he's got to do as Jesus sent him, I see Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, praying with great sweat. Oh my God. His sweat looked like it was great drops of blood. He was praying so hard, so firm. And it says after he got out, the angels came and they ministered unto him. They strengthened him to complete the task that God had assigned him on. Isn't that good? God had assigned him on. And he went down, he took the cross. He bared the cross for Judas. Notice after he talks about Judas, and notice after he washes the feet of Judas, then he gives the new commandment. Look at it. Then he gives the new commandment. That you love one another, God, as I have loved you. Tell me, I love you like a fool. Come on, somebody say, I love you like a fool. Because it's not about me. It's about you. My God. I thank God because I got free of some things. Oh, my God. God began to show you, I got free of some things. Because like I said, it's a part of our fold. It's our daughters. It's our, see, I'll just be honest with you. It could be our daughters and our sons. Husbands and wives. It could be our mama and daddies. And Judas wasn't far from him. Oh, God, I feel that coming. I got to still serve you. I got to still show the love of God because it's not about me. That hurts. I understand that this thing is going to bring me pain. Oh, my God. But my deliverance is understanding that I have great reward because I've acted out the love of God. 1 Peter 4:8 says, and above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Cover the multitude of sins. The multitude of sins. I'll be your fool. But just know this. I'm not going to disobey God and sin. I'm going to obey God because of your sin. Jesus was obedient unto the cross for us so that we may be saved. Oh my God. He had to, you don't get it. He had to be obedient to pain. He had to be obedient to struggles. We got to be obedient to our children, for our children. We got to be willing to take the pain. We got to be willing to take the emotional and the drama and all these. We got to be willing to do that. Why? Because it's not about us. It's not about us. We can't become bitter in this pursuit. We can't estrange ourselves from love. Thank you. We can't estrange ourselves from love and giving our love to others and helping others out, even while we're going through the pain. New commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you love one, if you have love one to another. Understand that one. If you have love one to another, but not the love that the world tells us, it's the love that Jesus Christ showed to all of us. Somebody say, baby, I'm willing to love you through this. See, I'm willing to love you through this. Not so much about the going through, but I want to love you through this. In other words, I want my love to help you get through this. Help you get through this. My love, because it's God's love. My love will fail you. But when God's Spirit comes in and conforms you to His image, then you're able to display, you're able to portray, you're able to give, you're able to take actions on His love. Because the Bible clearly says in John, that 1 John, that He is love. And if He's conformed me to His image, oh my God, He's made me to love. He's made me to love. Let me tell you something. When you love like that, you are the wisest person, wiser than you ever imagined. Wiser than you ever imagined. And believe it or not, though you feel weak, you're stronger than you ever thought you were. God, take this pain away from me. Take this challenge away from me. Take this feeling of want to go on. Oh my God. Have you ever gotten to a place where you get hurt and pain and different things like that? Maybe it's someone that's causing you hurt and pain, but it's something in you that's driving you to go through. And you can't put your finger on it. They told you a long time ago, put them out. Put that wayward child out. Huh? Put that disobedient child out. Huh? Tell me something. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It won't let me cut them off. And I can tell you this though, this ain't the love that I have for the, it goes beyond the love, that intimacy. It goes beyond that. It goes to something in my spirit that's driving me to love this person through this pain. Through the shame. Through the blame. I can't try to. Understand? So, I don't get nothing but heartache and harm. A lot of people don't get nothing but heartache and harm. But something is driving me past my love. See, because I know myself. I know myself. It's driving me past my love. It's gone beyond me. We're to the point where I can't even stop myself. And I struggle with that. I struggle with, because I can't stop myself. And it makes me sad and frustrated that I can't stop myself. Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Bless your holy name. God, guess my deliverance come when I understand this, because I didn't understand it. I couldn't understand what was going on. I didn't know what was going on inside of me. It's frustrating to me. When I understand, Jesus didn't explain it then. He said, look now, what I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. Well, I'm going to wash your feet while I'm still sitting. Just a little while, I'm going to explain it to you. Just give me a little while and your deliverance come, because he said in verse 17, if ye know these things, hallelujah, happy are ye if you do them. Oh my God. You mean to tell me that my happiness is wrapped up in my servitude to the one who's walked away from God, to the one who's going to cause me pain, to the one who's going to bring me struggle, to the one that's going to bring me all of these emotional and drama? You mean to tell me my happiness is wrapped up? God. But I can be happy now because I understand God. It's not about me. Not about me. It's about you. And I know that you're going to bless me, God. I know things are going to work out in my favor, God. Hallelujah. Now let me understand. Judas didn't make it through. He hung himself. Committed suicide. What does that tell me? Why can't I maintain my joy? Because I know it's not about me. And I can't shoulder the burden on the other person's decision, but I can serve him. Oh my God. I can't bear their burdens. I can't make them saved. But I can serve them. I can love them. And if they come through these things, we'll rejoice together. But if they don't, I won't burn the outcome. Won't carry the outcome. Oh, thank you, Jesus. My God. I can't carry that weight with me. But I can be obedient. I can be obedient. And I can serve. I can wash their feet. I can love them. Hallelujah. Notice, now the disciples didn't even know who he was talking about. They didn't even get it. They didn't even get what Judas was going to do. When he left immediately, they didn't even know. They didn't understand. They thought that he had been going out to buy something, to give to the poor, to do something, because he had the bag.